SoundCloud music.
West, y'all. Hey. Oh shit, man!
Hey.
Quite of a turnout for this open discussion.
Yep. I'm excited.
Yeah, man. Shit. Well, all right. Welcome back to the place where nothing is safe. This is episode 77. This is a special episode because we're doing an Insecure recap, mainly season 2, but you know we can always bring up some shit from season 1. And shit, let's get this started, man. You know me, I'm your host, yours Marco, and I'm with.
It's your guy, M Easy.
It's your girl, Miss Nessa, a.k.a. Blaze Your Mommy.
It's your boy Kmart, a.k.a. Clutch.
All right, and we have some other lovely ladies in here with us in attendance. You guys could go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What's up, Dauche here.
Shout out to Monica.
Dauche of what?
Huh?
Oh, we doing the teams after. We can do that.
You ain't repping your fly on the wall? You them?
Oh yeah, Fly on the Wall podcast all day, every day. What's up, Shot? What's up, Tweezy?
This your girl, Brisa Loren, born and raised San Diego.
Hello, this is Sterling Gold.
And I'm Natalie.
Natalie.
Yeah, she's.
Just Natalie. That's it.
All right, so welcome back.
Right.
Yeah, we had, I don't know what episode that was. I introduced Natalie.
21.
Whoa! You remember episode 21?
I think so.
Savage.
No, that wasn't 21.
21.
No, that was Carlito's Way with my homie Carlos. Big Los. Yeah, that was episode
This
21.
nigga, man.
20-something.
20-something.
Yeah, well, shout out to Los. Still, that Busta Rhymes stories was dope. But, shit, man. However you listening to this podcast via Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, Google Play Music, YouTube, TuneIn, and I'm putting it out there. Eventually, iHeartRadio. That's what we're shooting for. iHeartRadio. So,
All right, for sure.
trying to make. Well, want to make that happen. Want to make that happen. iHeartRadio.
It is done.
It is done. So, man, yeah, like, share, subscribe, but most importantly, share, because sharing is caring, and sharing gets us, you know, more laughs, more people could go ahead and talk about this podcast experience that you're listening to. Obviously, we're here in the safe house. We're not in the studio. Shout out to Shotty in the studio. Be looking out for us since day
Shotty
one.
G.
All right, but no further ado. We don't have any of our regular segments. Like once I said before, this is a Insecure Season 2 recap. And we're just going to get right into it. So the first question I wanted to ask everybody, what was the impression that Season 2 left you guys individually? And you guys could go ahead and speak on it. I'm going to pass the mic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I feel like B. Go ahead, B.
The impression that season 2 left on me, all I can say is this season was super relatable. I just felt like
Definitely.
the situations that people found themselves in, and the conversations that they were having with each other, whether it be vulnerable or friendship, I just felt like were really relatable. But my impression, this too much.
Too much?
This too much.
It was a lot. It was.
I was
definitely
in
a
my
lot going on.
feelings.
Like, what got you in your feelings?
What didn't get me in my feelings? That's a shorter
Well,
list.
that's what the audience want to know.
Give us an example.
What got me in my feelings? So the last episode got me emotional when Issa and Lawrence were in the kitchen having this "I still love you" moment, but I can't be with you moment. And I've been there. I'm kind of there. Just put my business out there. And so that kind of got me in my feelings. And the moment where Issa is trying to like find her way by society standards and what she's seen other women do or what she thinks is going to be best, and then losing control of the ship that she's, you know, driving, and then just losing it at the end of one of the episodes and just trashing her apartment. And I just been there. The disappointment when Lawrence didn't come to the house to pick up the mail, that feeling of like getting ready and expecting to see them. And then that disappointment and that pit in your gut when you don't see them and it doesn't go as planned. I was in my feelings. I was with her.
All right, Sterling Gold.
Oh, right now. Okay.
Yeah. Picture it. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, basically, I agree with Brisa. Like, it was definitely like tugging on the heartstrings. The last episode of the season, I just felt like a lot of things were definitely relatable, and there was a lot of bad decisions that I seen made that was also relatable. So it was just, yeah, it was a lot.
It wouldn't be the season if everyone just made great choices,
right?
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, and, you know, those are some of the things, too, that I had to kind of, you know, reflect on with myself. Like, damn, those were really bad decisions. So it left an impression of look in the mirror, Sterling.
Oh, man in the mirror. Michael Jackson with it. All right. Blasian Mommy or Miss Natalie, what you got?
I'm going to say it was messy. Messy. There was a lot of mess. And the tables are definitely turned. I think Issa and Lawrence kind of flopped. In the beginning, Lawrence was at rock bottom. And I think at the end of season 2, Issa kind of hit rock bottom.
Yeah.
So I saw, you know, tables turn. And just everyone, it was just a mess. From Molly to Issa, even Lawrence at the end, he made a mess of himself with that girl. What's her name? Apollonia.
Apollonia. I was saying the same thing. I swear.
Which I don't know what her ethnicity is. I was guessing Indian.
Brisa called her apartheid the other day.
Wow. Apartheid.
I was cracking up. Like, that is not her name.
She was Spanish baby to me the whole time.
Well, she's like,
I thought she was
she's
Spanish.
Indian.
She's Indian.
Yeah,
that name?
Yeah.
It's so funny because they kept calling her Jasmine, and then when I looked at the IMDb, her real name is Jasmine.
Oh.
I wonder if that was an Easter egg or something like that. Just getting.
I can't put my name on it. I mean, baby girl was cool. She was chilling. She played her role well. She was like, I ain't taking that. Got out the car like, you not about to disrespect me, not in here. Like, I was with it. But there's something about baby girl I don't really like. I don't know if it was a lack of character development. So if she don't come back season 3, that's okay with me.
I think she will.
That's okay. But what I will say is I am so glad it was a Maria Guadalupe and not a Becky. I could not.
Guadalupe.
I just could not handle. I just could not handle a white woman. I just could not handle Lawrence with a white woman. That's
Maria
all.
Guadalupe
I'll take any. I'm Latina, y'all. I can get away with that. I'll take any other ethnicity. I just could not do Lawrence and white baby. If he walked in with Becky, I was out. I was done with the show. This is not the time. This is not the time.
That is hilarious.
About you, Nessa?
Basically agreeing with the other women as far as it being relatable, because you know, when I wasn't hip to the insecure train. The boys would talk about it all the time. And
yeah, because she always like to talk about relationships.
Yeah.
She's the relationship segment on the podcast. So I'm like, how the fuck are you going to talk about relationships and you haven't seen Insecure?
But the reason for that is because I just don't watch TV, period. Like, unless it's sports, which I don't really have anything to watch until basketball season.
You can still watch your Chargers.
That.
Yo, I was waiting for the blow. I was waiting for
it. But so I wasn't really with it. But then they would always talk about it and bring it up, and I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. And I ended up binge watching. And when people would ask, like, what is the show about? And I would always say, like, even before I saw it, I was just like, it's relatable. Like, that's all. Like, you have to watch it. I can't really say much because I haven't seen it. But now after seeing it, I thought it was dope because we live in Cali. You know, LA is our neighbor. The fact that how they speak, how they act, and just the relationship aspect of it from each of the different relationships that were going on. Like, I feel like everybody could take a piece out of those and say, I've been there, or I know somebody that's been there before. So that's what I thought, was dope about it.
Right.
Definitely.
Easy. Or you want to go with Dauche? You want to be?
Ladies first.
Oh, he just
Be a-
pushed
be
the
a
mic
gentleman.
like, do it.
He pushed the
I'm
mic.
sure he. Okay.
Yo, you're wild. You're wild. The impression that I left with, I feel like Sterling kind of touched on it, which is, it kind of makes you look at yourself, but all the characters had to live in their truth.
Man.
They had
Man.
absolutely
I like that.
no way out of living in their truth. I feel like season 1, they got a lot away with a lot of BS. A lot of bad decisions, and they all had to face their decisions season 2. So living your truth, that's my impression. That's what I took away from it.
Absolutely.
My feelings again.
Okay.
Therapy session.
I know, right? It's just all kinds of mess. Nah, but I can agree with Dauche in a lot of ways. But I was just gonna say it in different words, more of, it just told me that, you're human. Like, people make mistakes. And watching it from the first season all the way up, you can see people growth.
Yeah.
Even their hair.
Are you talking about Daniel?
I'm talking about everybody. Daniel, Lawrence,
Issa's hair.
Issa's hair
Right.
fucking changed up.
Kelly lost hella
So they
weight.
got
She was
shape,
doing it.
too.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's other things like that they don't really put in the forefront, like gentrification,
Yeah, absolutely.
the build up for that. Like there's other things.
Damn Chargers.
Yeah, they got like
Moving
Easter
to
eggs
Inglewood.
in the episodes. Like I seen Molly with a
Y'all
Trayvon
fun.
hoodie. I thought that was pretty dope.
Yeah, I mean, talking about the whole show in general, like
Yeah.
it had some really great music this season.
Yeah.
Like the music and the cinematography was everything. Like,
Yeah, shout out to Raphael Sadiq.
okay, he did that.
There's
He did
a
that.
station on Spotify.
I got it. I got it.
Mm.
And
I think for me, the best part about Insecure, and I think we've seen it, but especially in this current climate politically, is this show is blackety black, 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 black.
On
Like,
black.
Black AF.
on black, on top of black, with a little bit of black. Like, and it's unapologetically black. And there's things that we don't take a moment in the show where, underlining racism takes place. And we don't stop and say, hey, that was racist. Let's talk about that. But when it happens in the show and Issa or Molly, either of them have to just continue with their day, that's us on a regular. We face racism in the smallest incremental ways every day. But we don't stop and pause and say, hey, that was racist. Can we talk about this? Can we break this down? Can we look at this from a different perspective? No, because we're so accustomed to having to just push through the day. And we watch them do that. The characters do that. From the first episode to the last episode with the gentrification scene. And I think that's really important that they touch on that reality of what it really means to be black in America. These people are living their life. They're going to Target. They're going to Costco. It's us on an everyday basis. And for them to incorporate the racism that we deal with on a daily as well is just pure genius. On top of the knowledge with the Fred Hampton shirt.
And
Fred
the
Hampton's-
Trayvon.
and the
Molly had
Trayvon. Yeah.
sweater.
Constantly dropping those little hints of, this is what we experience. This is our truth. Back to living in that truth.
Shoot. Well, last but not least, the impression that left me, I would say consequences. Consequences of the actions from last season. You would think that, they just made bad mistakes. They did shit without with no regard. And, they didn't think about how the other person would feel. I mean, in the back burner, they probably thought about it, but when they heat in the moment on both sides it's got me sounding like Donald Trump on both sides. From Issa and Lawrence, it just comes down to consequences and the reality of the choices that they make and they have to deal with for the rest of their lives. Because, things like this changes, the scope of your relationship. If I make this bad turn, how would this affect down the future? And how would that decision will affect other decisions? It's a slippery slope. once you make those bad decisions. But that's life, and that's, for the sake, as I always say, for the sake of storytelling, bad decisions always have to happen, especially in drama, especially in life. Life imitating art and art imitating life. And that's exactly what I had in this impression from season 2 of Insecure. But I'm going to lighten up the mood because it sounded a little somber. What were y'all favorite moments? You guys could just go ahead, go in with your favorite moments.
I got
Come on, Natalie. I know what your favorite moment was. Go ahead, say it. Get it out. Get it out.
My favorite moment was it Hella Disrespectful? The second to when she was talking in the mirror and she got pissed because he blocked her.
You just gonna block me, my nigga?
She was like, you gonna use your pussy ass fingers? Just
like we wasn't together for 5 years, my nigga?
You gonna push me, my nigga? You gonna push me?
Like y'all memorized that, my nigga?
Oh, I did.
Rewound it, my nigga.
I watched it 5 times.
So obviously,
I've been blocked. Yes,
she's been blocked before. But as women, how do you guys take that in there when your ex-boyfriend or ex-lover block y'all?
See, I don't think.
I wish a nigga would.
I don't think female.
If you listening,
please elaborate.
Yeah, better not.
I think men don't like confrontation and they try to avoid it all costs.
Look like Nelson got something to say about block.
And you don't have to deal with it. Females, we're not gonna block unless they're like being a creep or someone who's harassing us. But we're not gonna block someone. We want they gotta see how cute I look.
I'm ready.
They gotta follow me and see how my life is awesome without you.
So you want him to witness the glow up, the flourishing.
Yes, and instead a guy will block.
Going on Instagram wearing the Fashion Nova clothes and all that shit. You know what I mean?
Shut up. Not Fashion Nova.
Hey, I've bought some things. I got some Fashion Nova. I fucks with Fashion Nova.
Oh, man. Oh, what's up? Oh,
right.
What you do? Oh, Kmart.
Next,
okay.
That was my favorite scene.
Okay. Favorite moments. Come on, let's keep it rolling.
Favorite moments.
Yeah, it's on. I can hear it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, speak up. Nope. No one wants to speak up. Favorite moments.
Ooh, okay. Favorite moment for me. Let me see. There was a lot of them. I do agree with the scene where she was just going ham on the blockage.
You don't know me, my nigga?
I kind of want to elaborate on that.
Okay, go ahead, Meezy.
From
Lawrence Hive's
perspective,
Guy,
I talked to Sterling about that the other night when we first watched the episode.
Time to mansplain. Here we go.
Mansplain. Just coming from a hurt place, you don't want to see that person.
Yeah, you don't.
It's not a drama thing or anything. It's just I need to grow and move forward. In order for that to happen, I don't need to see you.
See, as men, as men, we're rational. We try to be
need all that energy on my
we try to be rational.
Don't block me, but I feel you.
it's like out of sight, out of mind. And especially, the last thing you want to do is go on social media and you scrolling, next thing, boom, X right in front of your picture.
And it's not just that, like
looking happy as fuck and shit without you.
And your friends taking pictures with you and tagging and all that shit.
And then not only that, you gotta either you gotta block her or unfollow her, and you gotta cut off all her friends that tag her too.
Because
you still,
her skin glowing.
Oh, you gotta see this.
Brisa, stop it.
Baby. Edges on point.
So I've never gotten blocked by an ex, but I've had my friends get blocked. And then so they come through me, oh, go check to see if I was blocked or did he deactivate his Facebook? Like, that's real. So I'm like, okay, and I'll look it up and I'm like, well, shit, I'm blocked too. Like,
yeah, gotta block friends.
They gotta block
That's
the
how
friends.
you gotta do it, homie.
You know what?
I've been there.
It's also a little flattering that someone would take the time to go and block you. Like, oh, I bother you that much.
You matter that much. Oh, I matter to you.
I'm on your mind that much. I see.
It's the truth.
I still got you.
But you know what? But they say, a lot of psychologists will say that it's the healthiest way to go along. You have to cut contact.
Yeah, I mean, when
depending on the severity of the breakup,
they're doing it for themselves, and we tend to take it personally, but they're doing it. We do things like that for ourselves.
I think they're emotional too.
Yeah, men are emotional. We got feelings.
But they don't like to face them. They don't know how to deal with their emotions. So
niggas cry. Niggas listen to whatever's
Y'all listen
Drake
to Drake
or 808s and Heartbreak. Or fuck, who else? The Weeknd?
Yo.
Like,
Bryson Tiller.
Bryson
No.
Tiller.
Can I say something real quick?
What?
That's actually a really good point because in this season we really got to see the men and how they felt.
Yeah.
And we got to read their emotions because there's a lot of things that went under the radar. Like when Daniel went to go pick up Issa, when she got, into the car accident, you saw
He genuinely
Daniel's
cares for it.
whole shit switch. Like he switched when she was just like, we're messing around like with other people,
He's like,
right?
oh.
And he was like, okay. And his body language after that was like, nah.
Yeah, because he was very welcoming first, and he was like, "I got you." That was some love shit.
Yeah.
And she was like, "We're still seeing other people, right?" And he's like,
But yeah, little did he
okay.
know she got in an accident because of a dick pic. That wasn't his.
You know how she, she didn't say that part.
You know, so she had to
just
keep
said,
that on the hush.
She got distracted.
So
Allstate.
So why you think she played him to the left like that? Why you think she curved him like that?
Because I think
She was trying to hoe. She was trying to do
She
her
didn't
hoe
want to
part.
get serious.
she didn't want to get serious.
Yeah.
She want to go on or have her whole roster. She's trying to hide her pain through sex. And same thing.
Hotation.
And same thing
Yeah, she
about
was in her
Lawrence. He's
hotation.
hiding his pain through sex, and that's like, people.
to
It's
sex
natural.
away.
It's natural for people to do that because like they're so used to being in a relationship for 5 years with the same person and having some kind of security, knowing that there's a person around. But go ahead.
The
Brisa.
other side of that too is like Issa's hurt, and hurt people hurt others. So she's not addressing the pain that she's experiencing that's causing her. She's masking it exactly through this like quotation, and we see her when she like destroys her home. That's her moment of like, this just isn't working. What I want and the things that I'm doing are not going to get me to that. Right. And we saw at the end of the season what she really wants. She wants this family. She wants this marriage, this healthy relationship. She wants to have kids and have a prosperous life with Lawrence. And she's doing these other things to mask it. And she's just hurt. And until she addresses that hurt and really takes time to do some self-healing and self-love, which I think is what we're going to see coming into season 3, she's going to continue to hurt the people around her. And that's all that was. It was an intentional stab at Daniel. And she's going to keep hurting the folks around her if she doesn't address it soon.
I feel like the process is already beginning after her and Lawrence had that talk in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Once they was real honest with each other.
I think that was closure.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that
gonna
was
start
closure.
the process of
She
growth.
said it. She said that her cheating on him wasn't about him. It was her, whatever that hurt.
Because
it was about her. Like she did it to herself.
And the thing I
Self-destruction.
come to understand, especially from my experience, is that I hate to say it, but they were young. They didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They didn't know how to handle adversity. They weren't mentally strong how to, I understand like, okay, Lawrence was out of a job for 5 years, trying to get
4 years.
4 years, trying to get,
clarified that last night.
trying to get his
Lawrence Hyde over here. That's
trying to get his
why he had to say that.
trying to get his woot woot,
Ambassador.
trying to get his woot woot app going on and
His whoopty whoop.
Like she did not have to hit him with that though. I ain't get no woo woo.
Oh my god.
and just dealing with depression, because that's another issue.
Yeah, they didn't show that part.
The mental
whole
health
depression.
aspect of what Lawrence was going through, especially as a man, especially when a man is not being the breadwinner of the couple. It takes a toll on him mentally. And, people could always talk about, male gender role dynamics and all that shit. But at the end of the day, the man wants to be the breadwinner at all costs. I don't care what anybody say. I don't care if, like, niggas back in my day used to say, oh, I got this on the bitch, nigga. I got these shoes on the bitch. Like, this bitch bought me this. And, like, nah, nigga,
Whoa.
man the fuck up and get your shit your own, because
So what happens? So what happens when he doesn't?
when he doesn't, if he truly wants to be a man and man up, and, it takes a toll. Especially the adversity he has to go through being black in the job market, trying to find something, being maybe overqualified because he has a degree, competing with other people. But, it's just hard. Luckily, the tech company found him, but I think the tech company hired him because he was the cool token black guy, and they wanted to use him as for, like, oh, we could keep him around us being cool. All right, cool. He got a job now. He got his own apartment.
Yeah.
He's doing a lot
He was doing
better.
yeah. But we didn't get the backstory. The episode started right. We don't know why he was unemployed, or do we? We don't.
Well, he
we
was
just
struggling with
started-
job interviews. Yeah,
It just started where they were both struggling and they were kind of drifting apart.
I mean, but they were still getting over the hump. I mean, rent was still being made. They weren't getting evicted.
'Cause she was.
I mean, she was carrying the load.
She was
and that's hard.
Was,
we don't know how they got
He
it.
was
And once-
getting
and-
unemployment checks.
Yeah, he was getting unemployment checks. And
You go.
and then once and this is from
Lawrence
real life too.
Hive strikes
Once
again.
a woman has to step into her masculine, she has to be the breadwinner. She has to be the strong one. A woman could probably do it for so long, but in the end of the day, a man has to take that responsibility.
I
that
want to challenge you on so many things.
I just want to say this
and I'm
though.
trying to let you be great.
I just
go
want to
ahead.
say this though. Like there were a few things he was dealing with, other than depression, right?
Yeah.
The pride thing. It took him that long to go get a job at Best Buy.
To break down and just get something.
I mean, that's
a lot of pride.
He basically sat on
Yeah.
unemployment, and his girl didn't say anything until 4 years later.
But he may have needed that though.
She probably was just supporting him the whole time,
No,
and
I'm
then
saying he probably needed the whole affair. You know, you hit rock.
Well, he didn't know.
Actually-
he didn't
actually,
know
they
there was an
both-
affair going on.
actually they both needed that to happen because I'm pretty sure the whole time she was supporting him, but at the same time she wasn't really feeling it,
Yeah.
No.
and it took her that long for stuff to build up and her get
To
bored
get to that
and
point.
Yeah.
want to move on.
But I'm wondering if an affair hadn't happened, how long would it? How
I mean,
much longer
yeah.
would have they just stayed?
And then Lawrence
sitting-
was fucking up, missing birthdays.
To be clear,
You don't miss your girl's birthday, and
To-
you
to be
living with
clear.
the bitch. Like, no, you can't.
No,
you
wait.
can't forget.
To be clear, the affair didn't happen until after the nigga
Yeah.
got up and got a job and went running and shit and getting
True
in shape.
that.
So
Because you remember,
she had to say something.
Issa's mood changed the moment when he got that high paying job.
Yeah.
Because at first she was on teetering the line of like, should I just break up with this nigga and call it quits? And to the point that from season 1 at that party at that house, and when Lawrence got that job, she was
Okay.
Yeah, she was strutting that nigga around like a trophy husband, like, ooh, look at my man, he looking
Okay.
good, he got this, he got so it's so fun. But no, I'm just saying but come on, I'm calling a spade a spade. She was on teetering that line of dumping that nigga until the fact that he got that job and got into that male role. That he could possibly be in that male
And-
role. She was
that
strutting
male role
him
again.
And
around.
I want to stress that it took for her to say something. It wasn't the affair thing that happened.
So let
First.
me just challenge you on two things because
Okay.
I feel like I just feel like my soul and my morals won't let you get away with this.
What?
And there's some women out here that they listening and I got
Speak
y'all.
your-
I got y'all.
Speak
Okay.
your truth. Speak your
Okay,
truth.
speak the truth.
Okay.
We
So
here.
one, for a woman to be the breadwinner does not mean she has stepped into a masculine role. Okay. If a woman is taking care of the household financially, then that woman is doing what that woman needs to do for her man and her relationship and their partnership, right? Second, for a man to decide I'm going to step up and be the breadwinner does not mean he is manning up. It just means that he sees his woman struggling and has decided this is a partnership and it takes two and it's a team. So I understand we live in a society with gender roles but it's those sayings for a woman to play the masculine role because she's the breadwinner. We're a team. If you ain't got it, I got it. And there's going to be a day where I'm not going to have it and you going to have it. And we going to work through this together. And I think, yes, his pride and his ego and what society has taught him, this is what he needs to be doing to be a man. And there was things
Taught her
Issa
too.
could have done to nurture her man through that time. And there was things he could have done to nurture Issa during this time. And what it was is they allowed society and gender roles and their lack of selflessness to impact their relationship, and they didn't work as a team. She wanted something based off what she saw, and he wanted something based off what he saw, and they let that drive, and then all these avenues took place, and they got to pick or choose, and they chose decisions that ended up hurting them. And we'll see if in the end it actually makes them stronger. That story is still to be written. But I want to be really careful that we don't continue those gender ideologies that for a woman to be the financial breadwinner, it does not mean she is playing the role of the man. It means she is a woman who is the financial breadwinner. And if there is a man who is paying the majority of the bills, then he is a man who is playing the role of the breadwinner. But it is not a gender specific title. That's all.
Get it, girl.
Oh.
So
what you
feminists out there.
No.
I got you.
And what I was gonna say too, because y'all are going like, you guys were saying that she was on the brink of breaking up with him, and then when he got the job, all of a sudden she was showing him off. She obviously stuck with him for a reason. She cared about the dude. She saw potential in him. So the fact that he was going to, because when he was going to interviews, she wasn't just like, oh, another interview. She was like, okay, cool. Like she wasn't like,
she wanted to still be supportive.
She wanted to be supportive, but then he'll come back like, oh, I bonded. I got nervous. I did this, and that. And she's just like, kind of like, what the fuck? Like, like let's do this. Like, if you're going to do it, go in there with confidence. Like, you got to go ahead and do that. And then when he had, sorry. So then when he actually got that interview with the tech company, what was he about to do? He wasn't going to take it.
Yeah.
Remember, he wasn't going to take it
because
he felt like
his app to blow up.
He wanted to blow up. And she was looking at it like, for real, like this, you want to basically stay at Best Buy is what you saying?
Yeah, you got to swallow your pride.
Exactly. So for her to show him off or whatever when he did take the job, it was because she knew his worth and what his potential could be. And so she was excited for him. And that's why when he was there, even though it's not exactly what he wanted to do, it was kind of in the field where he was going. And that's why I feel like y'all like
and I feel like that's Lawrence's character arc. He's not a proactive person whatsoever.
Not at all.
He's very reactive. So like in every scenario he's very reactive. Issa says something slick about him on season 1 about like,
maybe she should lower her standards
lower
like
standards,
I did.
like I did. He go, what the fuck? Taking breaking down and taking that job at Best Buy, breaking down and following Issa's advice of taking the job at the tech company, or even the fact that Aparna was like inviting herself to the damn dinner and he just rolled with it. like
and
Lawrence,
he tried at first. He wasn't
that's
going
one thing
to
about
do that.
Lawrence. I don't think he wants to take responsibility for anything. He just want to say, well, this is just how it happened and I just react to it. And that's like my only gripe with Lawrence's character arc in the story. But that's just me.
Why couldn't he just communicate
exactly
to Tiff like, hey, I'm bringing this, this female, because he knew Issa was gonna be there. Like, why you
to him, but you gotta remember. But you gotta remember, he probably needed reassurance. He's insecure. What if he went there with no girl and he see Daniel?
He didn't know.
He
didn't know.
Remember, Battle of the Exes
sure
isn't called Battle of the Exes for no reason. So people want to come
mind you, the reason he blocked her is because she's taking pictures with
Daniel. She cheated on with. So in the back of his mind, he's thinking like, damn, did she fuck this nigga how many times behind my back? Or like.
And the other thing, like, I get that Daniel's convenient. Everybody loves a good recycled dick. I said it. Ain't nobody trying to be up here just upping numbers, okay? So everybody love a good recycled dick.
We grown.
So I get it, but at the same time, in my mind, if she really wanted, like, if Lawrence was the goal and patching things up with Lawrence was the goal, she would not have engaged with Daniel again, because that's going to make it harder for him to ever heal.
And she's been thinking about that ever since episode 1.
That's just an itch I needed to scratch.
She scratched that motherfucker.
Anyone else want to share some?
Gotta scab it, scratch it.
Some other favorite moments, because I know we're going on a tangent. Any other favorite moments?
I think the intro,
broken pussy.
The intro,
the intro set you up when she's on these blind dates. And she's starting to live in her truth. Back to what Dauche was saying. When she was like, you know how you like working with them kids? She was like, fuck them kids.
We got y'all.
Oh, yeah, I related with
I was like, okay, Issa, let us know how you really feel.
Badass kids.
Okay, well, I mean, this season was full of subplots as well. So,
that's what I'm saying. They were bad and
this show was hella layered with subplots. So what were the subplots of the season that stood out to you guys the most? Molly. Now we getting the Molly world.
No, God. No, the baby on the way. I don't
Oh,
know.
Tiffany.
They just
Tiffany?
threw that in there.
They threw that in
That
there,
name
but
Tiffany?
if we, you know, me and Mark, we and Dauche, we was watching the season finale, and we kind of peeped a little hiccup where, you know,
When Derek was at the spot with Lawrence and his homeboy, and they was watching the show, he was like, "Oh, Tiffany is linking up with Issa to watch it."
I said that, remember?
Yeah.
I was like, I thought she was supposed to be there.
Where the
30
fuck
days.
she at?
and they was talking about, you know, we've been
and
trying.
then hella perspective. 30 days later. That was 30 days
30
later.
days later.
And she canceled, right? She told Issa she wasn't going.
Mind
Remember I
you,
said that. I
mind
was like,
you,
wasn't she supposed
Because
to
they
Derek was talking about some dude at her job.
Fred.
Exactly, it was Fred. Listen, Fred's in the bed. Look,
So,
Oh no!
So-
and she
Not
pretends
Fred.
that she's like
And she-
all
yeah,
like
because-
perfect and no, I'm like,
And that's the thing
Yeah.
about Tiffany's character. She wants to play the perfect, like I'm Becky. I'm one with the good ring. I please my man.
Like
I
when
do-
he moved out and she was like, "Don't worry about it. We're great. We're fine." They were like, "Well, no. Why'd he move out for a month?" "Nope. We're fine. We're great. We're perfect. He's here." She would not say what happened or what went down to them.
she was.
Yo, I caught something at the dinner table
What did you
where
catch?
for Derek's birthday when she mentioned the 2 cherries. You know how they have the drinks that pretty much pertain to their
okay.
who they were, how they were, and he mentioned Tiffany mentioned the 2 cherries. I thought that was odd because it kind of connected with how she kind of mentioned them having problems before and how he stepped out on her. Well, she didn't really give too much information, but it was basically along those lines, like, yo, we're not perfect. You know, they gave a little bit about themselves, but there was little things in each episode with them that was like, yo, wait a minute.
Yeah.
You're kind of coming to find out they're not so perfect. So,
absolutely.
you know, they perfect to start. You don't hear nothing about them, and then once you get to know them, it's just like, yo, wait a minute.
They got a lot of skeletons in that
yes.
closet.
tell me the drinks though, how are they were made for each person.
I'm gonna let you go ahead and say
I
that.
don't remember. All I just know is Tiffany's was all sweet and nice and fruity or whatever, and then Derek's was sour and salty, and I put 2 cherries in there or something.
Right, like as if he messed around on her. You know what I mean? I think I honestly think that
They done
they
some
messed
dirt.
around on each other.
They done some dirt.
Absolutely.
But speaking of the dinner and plot twists, I don't think wifey knows they're in an
Candace?
open
Yeah,
relationship.
Candace?
I think he's lying.
Wifey don't know.
Dro?
I think they do.
lying.
I think maybe they've had an open relationship, but she don't know he having one with Molly.
Yeah, I don't think
She
she know
don't
that.
know.
One. I bet you
that-
that's gonna be a game changer.
And I'm telling you, Dro was so like a gangster and a gentleman at the same time because Molly was on the other side of the table and he paid her no fucking mind
And that's
whatsoever
crazy.
during the conversation. And then go give her some couple of strokes in the bathroom.
In the bathroom.
Coming out smelling like a whole nother woman.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
As women, would you know that?
on,
Would you
bruh.
know someone was
Hella.
like niggas smelling like a whole other perfume?
Not even
A
the
whole-
perfume. You've been gone too long.
Right. Where
Like
the hell
what?
you been?
And y'all both gone? I would have been by the bathroom door.
I thought she was gonna be at the door, but it was Issa. I thought it was gonna be her.
Yeah.
I don't care what event I'm at. I always know where my niggas at the event. I don't care where we at. From the corner of my night, I know where he's at and who he talking to. He know I'm crazy. This ain't brand new. I know exactly where he's at all times in the room. So
Dis-
for him to be in
disclaimer.
that bathroom that long, oh no.
Playing games.
No, we going together.
Buddy system, nigga.
Buddy.
And you leave a trail too.
So what about that awkward little that awkward vibe at the bar when she what was that? Like what
Where?
remember when they greeted each other and she kind of had like a I don't know, she was kind of awkward.
She was
can't
trying to
really
break
put my
the
finger
ice.
on it. Was it
She was trying to break the ice.
Yeah.
She was trying to break the ice.
Molly was awkward. Molly was like, how do I approach this? What is she going to say to me? And Candace was smooth
Normal,
chilling.
yeah.
Candace was talking to her like it was nothing.
Exactly.
That's why Candace don't know.
I think she's
So you
lying.
think Dro is lying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it's funny because Molly was like,
I think he's
they're
lying
standing right
about
next to
Molly.
each other.
He's lying
I
about
think
Molly.
they have an open relationship. I think there was some sort of like, you did this, all right, I'm not going to trip, but not with Molly because she's
Yeah.
too close.
Yeah, that's gonna be the
That's
game
not a
changer.
random broad.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying too. Like, I don't give a fuck like how open of a relationship you are, it's one thing to I guess invite someone in, but not somebody that you grew up with. Like that's too close to comfort. And that's when he was like explaining to her, oh yeah, we opened this and that. I was just like, Molly, don't do it.
Open means he talked. They had a conversation. That's open. Like they all three had a conversation, and y'all sister wives at this moment. And you know what I'm saying? Like
that's real.
That's open. That's an open relationship.
Polyamorous relationship, and which I have been endorsing for niggas who like to cheat all the time. I was like, if you are an habitual cheater, you might as well go polyamorous or polygamous.
Basically.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, true.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to give niggas alternative lifestyles because motherfuckers get killed.
Yeah.
Like straight up. Motherfuckers get killed, beat up, restraining orders.
Oh, man, he thinks he has one. I don't think he does.
I'm sorry, what?
But that's foul.
Bro,
If that's his homegirl from like way back, like you ain't gotta do me like that, bro. Like you ain't gotta lie like
Molly's
that.
bugged me from season 1 because her insecurities just play out loud. Like she's getting dicked around by men. She's getting dicked around by her job.
Hotation.
She just stays on that hotation. I'm like, what are you doing? And at the end, she goes back to Dro, who I think is disgusting, but not disgusting.
But look at the dynamics though, because for me, like Issa was so hard for me to enjoy this season. Like season 2 was really hard for me to stomach Issa, and that's how I felt about Molly in season 1. Like season 1, I was all types of upset with Molly on different occasions, and this season I felt like Molly was coming into her own again. Like she made these mistakes and she was trying to be better, and now it's like flip. Now Issa's making these mistakes because the way Issa played Poppy Horchata. I was so upset. Like, did you really? She just go. Like he was trying to show her some respect. Her rotation game was strong.
Yeah,
her rotation game was strong. Not Poppy or Chata. You didn't have to do him like that.
Because he ain't giving no D.
My thing was she was kind of like being a hypocrite. How when she found out that her pop stepped out on mom, and she was so upset she didn't talk to her mom for.
She had this ideal of a perfect relationship, especially that she got herself into Lawrence and Issa's business when she went out to meet with Lawrence and try to get the information. Yeah. Like, does Lawrence want to get back with me or not? And she just said, fuck it. Like, it's closed. Like,
yeah, she did.
It's done. Because even in season 1, she felt some type of way about Issa cheating on Lawrence.
And you know what?
So
it bothers me that they didn't show that conversation between Molly and Lawrence.
Because who would have known? Molly could have lied and say, nah, y'all need to break up.
Yeah.
Just for the best of y'all. Even though they could have been wanting to get back together.
Don't do that to my girl Molly.
Malibu.
Hey. Malibu. Malibu. That's her girl. Okay. She's not going to play her like that.
Okay. How's that playing her?
You feel like they had the whole Morocco theme, but they didn't show them talking about, like, they didn't tell each other. Issa doesn't know about Dro, and
she embarrassed.
Like they
That's
don't.
Her friend.
That
She's
friendship kind of faltered to me. Like they haven't been as open this season, not like the first season.
I feel like at the end they came back. But
I think they're both being messy, and they both know they're being messy, and because they're so close, they're gonna hold each other accountable. Yeah. So it's not that's not my girl. It's that's my girl, and she's going to tell me the truth about myself. And I don't want to hear the truth because I know the truth, but I'm trying to live in this moment right now. I'm trying to get on this hotation. Yeah. I'm trying to get this good D from Dro. And I'm not going to be real with you. And then they have moments of Malibu. They were like, look, Malibu, just, you do you, I'm going to do me. Because they just don't want to hear that they fucking up. They know they fucking up.
Right. And you kind of see that willing back in at the dinner episode with Derek and Tiffany, because you see like Issa helping Molly after she comes out of the bathroom like straighten her blouse up a little bit. Yeah, you good? Like we keeping it pushing, you know what I mean? So
that was like
yeah. But just to touch back on to Molly and Dro real quick, after they finish, in the restroom, he's telling her to, kind of stay back for a second. So that's also a hint to, Candace not knowing anything.
Damn.
But Molly's character was pretty interesting to me this time. It was very kind of, I don't want to say painful to watch.
Cringeworthy for sure.
Definitely cringeworthy, because like you think that Molly's going to do so much better. Like she's moving into the area where she's actually contemplating like commitment, right? Because before she was just like all over the place. and you see her kind of trying to move out of her own way, what she's used to doing things, but unfortunately,
She
it doesn't look that
disappointed
way.
me.
I think
She disappointed me so much.
she turned into the woman that she despises the most, and that is the other woman.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
she had that hard realization when she was in the tub with Dro, and then Candace called, and he just
Ooh.
He
jetted
did.
out.
Ooh.
Fantasy over. She just in the hotel room by herself.
Talking about I see you next
That's-
weekend.
See you
Yeah,
next
that's
weekend.
awful.
It
I have a question back to season 1 pertaining to Molly.
okay.
Ladies, for the ladies. The situation with her, the
I know, right?
situation where her and Jared.
Uh-oh.
If that happened to you, you was feeling old dude, and you found out that he had a homosexual experience with somebody, and he said it like nonchalant. Basically, that same situation. How
Yeah,
would you
do something, my
react
dick,
knowing
yeah.
that you was really digging dude? Like, how would you have reacted?
Okay, I had this conversation earlier, matter of fact, and I'm sorry. Like, I can't do it.
It's a no for me,
it's
dog.
it's a no. Yeah, exactly. Listen, Frank Ocean, right? Everybody in here, for the most part, knows that I love Frank Ocean. Like, I love him. He is on my screensaver.
True.
Like, it's deep. You feel me?
Yeah,
It's
like
true.
know what it means. He just Frank Ocean, you know.
But as much as I love him, sorry, no, we can be best friends, and that's it. Unfortunately, you've played around with the things that pause. I enjoy. Wait a minute, this is women time.
Beat it.
But how do
You gonna
we
be
know?
best friends with him anyway.
Well, hold on. How do we know if Frank Ocean was top or bottom? I'm just saying.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying.
It doesn't
But
matter.
I'm
It
just- hey,
doesn't matter.
I'm just saying. Okay.
So,
I mean,
Back to the ladies.
Wait a minute.
so
Wait.
Nothing
oh.
is safe. I'm just asking.
Wait.
hold up. Let
Top
Dauche.
or bottom, it doesn't matter. It's a no. Like, I can't.
I mean, he needs to
I
want
think
me
it's-
and only me.
I-
I don't want. I already got to worry about
straight.
other bitches. I don't want to worry
So-
about bitches and niggas. So
So, don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Uh-oh.
If I have homosexual listeners,
So-
they might judge you.
So here's the deal. Because of his specific case where he was like, someone did it to me. It was a one-time thing. I wasn't feeling it. I'm like, okay. But the reason why I'm going to say okay is also dependent upon the person. Like, if he is giving me A through Z and some more of like what I want in a man, what I need in a man, I'm not going to throw that away because of
Oh,
this
here
one-
we go.
it's case by look. This is wait, let me just say
I
this.
have one question.
Wait, let me just say this. Bottom line, for me, it's case by case. I can't automatically say no. It's case by case. Now, if you've dated men, you've been in full-blown relationships, no, negative, not going to happen. If you were a top, as a struggle.
Like what if he did time? Like he's fresh out, you know, like he. What about that scenario?
What do you mean he just like
he was
it
fresh out, like,
happened
in
in
jail,
prison?
yeah.
See, case by case, I could let that go.
Oh shit. I just got.
If
one
I were
question.
Molly, if I were in that situation and I were Molly and it planned out exactly like that, I wouldn't have dropped him.
That's real. Molly's situation, I would not have dropped him. Molly's situation, I would not have dropped him.
Sterling look like.
Go ahead, Sterling.
I don't know. I don't know.
I just have
I'm
a question
too much
for.
of an overthinker
I have a
for
question
that,
for
bro.
Brisa.
Like,
My thing is,
He
it's-
pulled out the meme. She's looking at it like.
are we
niggas
like,
been here.
like that's what I'm saying. Like a nigga been like we
A
out.
nigga's been here.
Are you dick checking? Like that's just too much.
it was the past when he was younger and he explained it that way.
Yo.
Like it's not like it happened last
But-
week and he was like, nah, I
But
didn't
But
like
nah,
it.
I fuck with
curiosity.
Molly because when she was out in the restaurant, he's like talking to some other dude. That shit was like lingering in the back of her mind. She was like,
Yeah, because it's
But-
it's
it's
fucking.
me.
But
Yo.
but when he was talking to that dude, he wasn't looking down like, oh yeah, checking him out. He was talking to
Okay.
him like a regular.
Yo.
So do you think
niggas in Atlanta are just like that too, and
so
you
do
never
think
know.
that it won't resurface. You know what I'm saying? Because
now we got him
you
talking.
Now y'all bringing up. Now y'all talking about ifs. We're not talking about dudes that are
on the DL.
We're not talking about that. That's different. We
Yeah.
talking about dudes on DL. No, you've been in full blown. He was honest.
Off another man, it can happen again. That would be my line.
No. Because I'm gonna bring this up and let this be sensitive subject. It's and this is gonna be sensitive, but it's like when women get raped, it's still pleasurable for some of them, and they've said that, and they feel guilty that. No. I'm saying because you said he got hard off another man, but there's women who have, in different interviews had said, I was raped. It's a horrible experience, but it was in some way still pleasurable because of the actual physical contact of it, and they hated that. They physically were sick that it was pleasurable still in some aspect. Not saying they enjoyed being, but because that physical. So for a man to say, well, he touched me and I got hard. Well, you touched it, so it's going to feel.
It's more, I mean, I don't know, guys. When you get hard, isn't it?
Mark and I had talked about that too,
I feel like
I was talking about how for me,
ugly bitches sometimes.
Yeah, you see an ugly girl, dick just want to hide away. No, I'm shy. I don't want to come out.
Y'all lying.
Just
Stop
on
it.
some real shit.
Shit.
On some
Nigga,
real
I'm
shit.
telling the truth.
I'm just saying on some real shit. If everybody sat in a room tied to a chair with a blindfold on, motherfuckers start going down on you, not touching you, you couldn't tell if that was a dude or a girl.
Really?
I'm not saying I've had it.
I was like,
I'm just saying,
like,
how would you tell?
You couldn't. But that's what I'm saying. It's more of a
Yeah, it's a mental thing. It's all just
for
pleasure.
a guy to get hard off another guy,
knowingly.
Yeah,
Knowingly.
Yeah, not being raped. I mean, that's questionable.
I understand the physical and the mental aspect of it, but
But for a
it's
female,
still a no for me.
Yeah.
Still no. Okay,
Yeah, I'm
Jared.
good. The visual wouldn't be able to go away. That's where I'm at.
By case.
Well,
That's
take
all
case
I'm
by
gonna say.
case.
Well, all I'm
Case by
saying is-
case.
Take that nigga off your phone
Oh my god!
and put a real one on there. So
Whoa.
I'm straight and narrow.
Whoa.
Look,
Girl, I'm straight. No alternative routes here.
alternative routes.
Like he didn't. I don't know.
And
I
back
just feel
to
like he
you.
didn't do no questionable things after that. Like after he told her, like she put in her head, it was like all mental after. that.
I was kind of bummed though when he did tell her, because I was like, damn, like
He was errands, dude. When he was making it. Oh, you gonna do errands?
Yeah. See, I like how he was hitting that. Like.
do y'all
was
think it's
on-
better if he didn't tell her that?
Well, yeah, because it messed up how
Okay.
she felt about
Well,
him.
here's another just a little tidbit.
then what if
There's
he
a,
Interesting.
there was a criticism.
I don't know.
I mean, since the show's been very sex positive, the remaining criticism that I've been hearing about is the lack of use of protection.
That's what I said.
Like motherfuckers have been just raw dogging.
I read an article on it,
So-
but there was a condom in the last episode.
They made
they put a little
adjustments.
wrapper.
So what they've done is they actually have condoms around all the sex scenes, and people just don't pick up on them. And so what they did the last 2 episodes was just change the shots to actually like show some of the footage that they took of the actual condoms. But the good thing is, and this is a testament on the writers and Issa and everyone that's a part of that production, is they heard the complaints. They're like, how can we make an adjustment?
Yeah, the article I read, the one I sent.
I think what need to be real. Someone need to catch something in season 3.
He said
Someone needs to catch something on season 3.
They said it
this
wasn't
ain't
like
chopped in the closet.
important. Not in the.
I'm calling it. Someone's gonna catch something in season 3. Ain't no
be
way all this
Molly.
fucking gonna happen
Honestly,
around, and no one's gonna
Nigga.
catch
Might be
nothing.
Molly.
But
Like
to be
Kelly.
honest,
I'm just
though,
being real.
but to be honest
Doing
though,
that
like
much
that.
sleeping around, we can count on less than 5 fingers.
Their shit.
Molly with
Remember,
the-
Arpana,
with the
Molly?
colleague. What was that?
Arpana and Lawrence, they had sex, and it
Can we
happened
talk
off
about
screen.
that?
Arpana and Lawrence had sex, and it was off screen. So
We don't know if they for sure had sex. We don't know if if Appetite
She
and
said,
Lawrence
"Can I have
had
some of that?" She was sitting in the kitchen, and they got naked. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah,
they fucking.
Yeah, they got down.
He was like,
They fucking.
You want some of this?
It just happened off
Oh,
screen.
you want some
I'm
of
just
this?
saying we didn't actually see it, so we don't
She
know.
wanna see it.
Nah, you can't do that.
But see, but
Ooh, the way he was hitting baby girl
fake
though.
news.
Who you talking about, Tasha?
Yes.
That was angry back shots.
Oh my
That
god.
was angry back shots.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why.
He took it out all on her.
Nah, Nah, like the way Tasha was throwing it at him, you got to give Lawrence props for kind of like, you know what? I'm in a relationship, but once he had the green light, like, oh, Issa did some fuck shit. I'm about to fuck this shit out of Tasha. and he hit it like any nigga would hit it. Like, I swear, like in the season 1, I stood up, had standing ovation, nigga. Nigga, I was looking like the Shia LaBeouf gif, like this.
I too clapped one time for Lawrence. I too clapped.
The high,
because the way that back was arched, I felt it in my gut. I was like, yes.
I felt pain.
Yes, sir.
The high was
Zaddy with a Z.
I was like, Lawrence should have grabbed the arms though. You know what I mean?
I'm saying, put it in the ribs. Put it in the ribs.
Grab the arms or pair. Yeah. Put the hands and pin the back right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
The whole high wasn't shit that night.
Nah.
I literally remember going.
Real nigga back shots.
Listen, the best thing also about Insecure is the fact that you live tweet and you can see what other people are thinking, what other people are saying, and all the GIF images, because that's what it's actually pronounced, GIF, not GIF. Anyway,
GIF, yep.
So the whole point is this, that people were literally filming, jumping on couches, like,
so happy,
nigga.
Screaming, like it was pretty epic, but the whole high wasn't shit that night. And I'll say it again, it wasn't shit.
But how'd the high feel when the scene opened up with Baby on his face? Because you know that scene for me was too much. The threesome.
Yo.
The threesome? We talk about that shit. And that's another thing that black men have to face, especially being single and being out there, is that the fact that even non-black women who want to fuck you, they want to fuck you for the fact that you're black.
Yeah.
You're being fetishized. And I don't think most black men have understood that. You know, niggas like, oh, I'm fucking all these bitches and fucking all that. But at the end of the day, Lawrence felt like he was a piece of meat that after the fact, she was like, well, let me call LaMarcus because LaMarcus could fuck all night. Or, you know.
LaMarcus, though.
Man, I'm like, LaMarcus, I mean, I damn near close to my name.
Dude.
And I could do the same thing, too.
Like you watching it, like you watching the episode, his phone ring and shit. Fuck out of here.
Like, man, no. and that's crazy. And you know, like
her name be saved as tag team baby.
And I ain't gonna lie, like, you know, in my single days, LA girls, they out there like that. I'm gonna keep it like that. That's about it. Trash.
They smells.
Okay, since we're on sex scenes, let's see what else. The colleague and Molly on the couch.
Oh, Lil Rel with the passive aggressive ass dick.
What was that? Like,
I'm gonna push you down as soon as we get up.
Now that was a house where you could catch an STD. I didn't like him. I didn't like his forehead.
What the fuck?
I didn't like
even him being supportive.
I didn't like the socks and the Tim's still on. I didn't like when he asked. I didn't like when he asked the titty to titty fucker. I was like, oh my God, she's hitting her neck. She can't. No, I was so over that whole sex scene. There was not one thing I liked about it. Lil Rel's a comedian.
I mean,
right?
You gotta give him a break.
Wait, that's how bad. Wait, I'm talking about on the couch in the office.
No, yeah.
On the couch in the
lawyer.
office.
Yes.
Oh, my bad. I thought we were talking about the neighbor. I'm sorry. My bad.
Oh, you talking about with Issa?
Yes, my bad.
No.
My bad. Like, rewind.
The young boy.
He was gross. Definitely hit that head.
The neighbor guy.
But
she said she didn't like his forehead.
But Issa played herself trying to go in there. It's like,
burnt.
I saw the light was on and I just wanted to come by.
That's what the good Lord gave him.
She shaved. She took a shower. She was smelling all
That
fresh.
Nigga was like, if you would have hit me up, I would have known. Like, and they had the other bitch right there claiming her dick. Like, what are you doing, basically?
He closed the door in her face. Like, he stink.
He stink.
Girl, it's television. How you can smell a nigga?
His
Nah,
pillows
he
smell
Hey,
like
man.
drool. You
Yeah.
can't say that his
He look.
shit
Yeah,
like
He do
drink
look
like-
like he don't wash his ass like.
Yeah, he kind of look a little musty. You know
Like,
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
like Jim Jones. That nigga need to take a shower every day.
Jim Jones
Every
getting
minute.
washed by Hurricane Irma right now, being a part-time meteorologist and shit.
You did not just say that right now.
No.
Soon.
not washed.
One night, Lizzie.
Oh no.
Shout out to Jim Jones, Capo. Anyway,
Wait, since we talking about sex scenes,
oh here we go.
Look at
can
her.
we talk about the 15 seconds that Lawrence gave Issa?
Oh,
this
that-
season?
Yes. Yeah. Let's talk
That-
about it.
that I fucking
Aw,
like
that
I-
one sucked.
that revenge fuck.
I just
That
want to
was a revenge
say
fuck,
that shit was pretty painful to watch. Actually, it was kind of painful to watch because it's like, yo, you know he ain't shit, you know she ain't shit, and you just know they ain't shit together, and that this is not gonna end well. That's where my head was at. Like, whoa, you
I
know what mean?
literally took a sip of water
much.
and looked up, and they was fucking. I was so confused.
At first, I thought it was a dream sequence. I was like, "What the
He-
fuck? Is that a dream?"
right.
No, he actually nutted in her. Wow.
So I feel like it, man.
Did we talk about
We
this?
talked about
we did.
Possibility
Issa
getting
having
pregnant?
a
Yep,
possibility
sure did.
because
And yeah.
that pullout game was non-existent.
Yeah, there was no condom in that. He didn't walk in with a condom around.
Non-existent pullout.
I've been fucking with you for so long, and we've been doing it raw for so long that I'm gonna go ahead and just trust you this one time again.
I'm gonna just roll the dice right now.
She
Fuck
might be
it.
on birth control.
I mean,
I don't know. She
That's,
I don't
that's
know.
what
I don't know.
the writer or producer, when they asked him about that, he was like, "Look, we don't need to include this. So you guys know, what it is." He made it seem like it's not a big deal not to. He was like, "We're not promoting don't have safe sex, but just because you don't see it doesn't mean."
My thing on the non-safe sex, there's a lot of people who don't have safe sex. So in a sense, that's kind of like reality. That's how I looked at it as.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I did mention that. I was like,
mean-
there's no, everybody just raw dogging it. But then I was like, that's kind of reality. Like a lot of people do that.
Yeah, people look at the condom sections and say, "What are those these days?"
That's real.
And that's just been happening.
Damn, Daniel.
I mean, I think we all could attest that we all went raw dog barebacking in these day and
I
age.
plead the fifth.
Huh?
with my man, if I'm
Oh,
in a
oh, oh.
relationship.
Okay.
I think that's why I wasn't bothered by Issa and Lawrence, because we've been there. That's 5 years of of history, of trusting you with my body, trusting you with my space.
What do you
So,
think about Molly and Dro? I don't think they was using no.
they had to
type
bareback it a couple of times.
especially in that bathroom.
the bathroom scene.
That
Definitely.
bathroom, most definitely.
their
Like,
relationship,
because my
though,
thing
again.
is, he was with his wife at the dinner. So if he walking around with condoms in his bag, in his pocket, there would be an issue. Well, I feel if they're married,
But Molly got some at that expo.
that's
She got the grip on it, too.
And from
She
a guy's
stocked up.
perspective, Dro, you're lucky. Maybe he could just go soft in an instant after nutting and just come in, because type of dude I am, no,
This nigga.
I can't.
You gotta fix yourself.
I gotta fix myself afterwards. Wait like 5 hours.
5 hours.
No, I'm just
As soon as we
exaggerating.
get home, let me smell your dick. As soon as we get home,
Like,
it was going too motherfucking long.
God damn.
Let me smell your dick, Jody.
Girlfriend be
Give me
seeing
my
the print like, why is it protruding out there like that, huh? What you been
and
doing?
you just came from
And
the
you was
bathroom.
and you out of breath.
Why
my
you
nigga.
sweating, nigga?
Why you
Why
Why
you
you
sweating, my
sweating?
nigga?
You out of breath.
You look like your breath, my nigga. Look like your dick is all a little hard, my nigga.
Yo,
You gonna fuck another bitch in the bathroom, my nigga?
That's gross.
You gonna do that, my nigga?
That's gross.
You gonna come back smelling like another pussy, my nigga?
yo. Speaking on the dinner, how'd y'all feel about the scene where Lawrence and Issa argued outside?
Oh, that was therapeutic. They had to
Yeah.
get that out.
Yeah.
That was therapeutic.
Yeah.
They had to get that out. Verbal assault 101.
Yeah, I feel like they both took L's that night.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
and like I literally couldn't be Team Issa. Couldn't be Team Lawrence. It was like,
Y'all fucked
this
up.
is,
What the fuck?
This is real. Like,
Yeah.
wow. Yeah.
For a
was
moment, I
super-
thought Lawrence was gonna swing on her. I was like, "Partner, get this man right now. This nigga look like he about to swing on her real quick."
He looked like he was gonna cry to me. Honestly, he looked like he was gonna like cry, like with just
Yeah.
hurt, frustration, anger, just the whole nine. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
he looked like he was gonna, he was gonna crack a few.
Yeah, I also would like to say that that entire time, Issa had been pretty much getting beat up that whole episode. And so it was like the build up, you know what I mean? Like, so I don't even think that Lawrence was going to come out super vigilant. He was trying to come out super, you know, kind of on the, I don't want to say soft side.
Well, Molly gave him the look.
Yeah, like he came out looking like he wanted to, you know, speak his piece. But she was already like
she was on edge.
She was on 10
because she already had the problem
Right.
with Daniel on the phone about getting taking shots to the face.
Her job, like everything was going wrong. You know,
Crooked hair could already have
then-
another chick in the spot.
Yeah.
Or her neighbor, whatever.
They was talking shit about her at the table.
Her rotation was not in rotation.
No.
It was being shut
So
down.
everything that Issa planned for didn't work out and just hit it rock bottom at everything.
Everything.
And the only shining moment she had was what We Got Y'all and had black people, but she left out Latinos.
Yeah.
And then
But she knew that wasn't right.
Yeah, she knew it wasn't right because the vice principal was just, on pro-black, which is great. It's cool, but you can't leave out other, disenfranchised, other minority groups out there like that and hang them out to dry. You can't do that. Even if the little boy just took the snacks and ran off with it. And I mean,
but her job was at risk for doing the right
yeah,
thing.
now she's not at risk of a lawsuit. So
right.
Fired.
This
Because it's not that she was necessarily doing the right thing. She had like the right
She didn't do anything about it.
Yeah, but she didn't take it. She didn't go through the protocol of what she should have done.
Yeah.
So even though like her morality kicked back in, she didn't handle the situation professionally.
Yeah,
Correct.
The road to hell is always paved with good intentions. So that's what that was.
Insecure.
I think it's interesting that Issa's character, at the end of it all, you kind of see that she's headed towards a completely clean slate.
Oh yeah,
in everything that her career,
she might make music with
her
Daniel.
man.
Is she sleeping on his couch?
Yeah, she gonna make some music. She gonna get in the booth.
I mean,
I like how they played that because I'm thinking I was like, oh, okay, so that's where she gonna live with her brother, and then at the end when she knocked
brother
on the
came
door
out with too
and
many
she-
rules though. Brother came with too many rules.
First of all, don't bring any niggas over unless I'm fucking them. I was like,
that
what?
he was doing too much.
He came out of nowhere. I was
Yeah,
like
he was
so
doing too
confused. I was
much.
like, who is he?
I like him.
Where did he come from?
He's
Okay. What other subplot? We talked about. Okay, We Got
Issa gonna
Y'all.
fuck around, bring out Broken Pussy.
Yeah, make it a hit song. Okay. Well, I mean, speaking of subplots, but what character you think that had the best story arc out of the whole individually? Did Lawrence have the best one, or did Issa? What story was the most that stood out to you throughout the whole season?
Kelly,
Kelly?
Why Kelly?
because she's great. She had the best shit going on.
She was so stress free.
I fucking
She
love
was
her.
so stress free.
She didn't even know a dude's government name, but she gonna let him meet the parents. Let her she didn't care.
When it was at the restaurant,
Getting finger
Bruh,
banged.
when she got finger banged, we didn't catch it right away because I was like, "What the fuck? She having a stroke or some shit?" And then I saw a dude's expression that told me everything.
Yeah,
I'm
Kelly.
like, oh, okay.
Kelly was
Okay.
out. Kelly was out here winning.
I know those moves.
Oh, hey. All right. So okay, minus that. Okay, winners and losers of the season.
A little bit of both. Everybody had some winning moments because you saw them living in their truth, as Dauche said earlier, and doing something and saying, you know what, this is not who I want to be, or this is not what I want to do. But then you also saw them make those bad decisions. So I think it was life. That's what I loved about it. It was our everyday life. Some days are better than others, and some days we have to bite the bullet for the consequences we made.
So, just speaking on the season ending, the winning, I don't condone it, but look like Dro's winning.
I think Dro's winning.
Um,
Daniel, she came right back.
Daniel,
I skied in your face. You get mad at me, and you come back at my couch.
Yeah, you can
That's
say
a
that.
win for me.
Could be a burden.
Well, that's for the future. But I'm just saying, as of right now, after that
At the
episode
moment,
ended,
At that
right
moment,
now,
she's with the dude she risked it all with. You know what I mean?
because we all
So-
we all see what's gonna happen soon. Because I could speak on Derek and Tiffany, but that's a train wreck waiting to happen.
that's-
So.
Yeah,
that's
they're
a
gonna
facade.
come out in season 3.
Yeah.
White baby that work at We
Frida?
Got Y'all.
Frida.
She winning.
I like her, dude.
Came a director. She
Yep.
winning.
I think poor Quinn's gonna catch a nasty L in season 3.
Yeah.
He's gonna find out that Molly wasn't into him She was just trying
Little
because
rail.
she tried to experiment because she's going off with her shrink told her, go in the could, not in the should. So she probably took that whole mentality, say, well, fuck it, let me give this nigga a chance if drill doesn't work
Hennessy
out.
too. I just knew.
Late nights in the office.
Hennessy. All right. But yeah, I'll say Dro's the winner. Like
So,
he walked out
And
unscathed.
everybody else taking L's?
Oh, Issa took the biggest L. She's
That-
homeless.
oh
she
my
lost her
God.
car.
That
She
dream
potentially
segment.
losing her job, and the fact that she know that what she wanted so bad with Lawrence, she cannot have that in reality because, you know,
The dream segment.
The
Yeah.
dream segment was so. Oh my
Can I
god.
That's
just
what
say,
she-
watching
That whole
it-
kitchen scene was
watching
tough.
it next to Marco, I watched before they said it was a dream. His little pieces of his soul was leaving him. He was so intense. He was about to be so pissed. I just saw like his soul.
Man,
He was
Wait,
I was like, no fucking way.
Wait. You talking about when he fucking kneel down and shit?
yeah.
Yes,
I
yes.
saw Marco.
Nigga,
I know
I'm
exactly
smarter than
what
that.
part
I'm
that was.
smarter than that. I'm
Leave
smarter
his
than that because I
body.
clicked on the screen to check the runtime. Like, yeah, this is a dream
he was
sequence.
about to
Ain't
be
no
pissed,
fucking way.
and I wanted it to
There's
be
still
real.
time in
I
the
wanted it
game,
to be
coach.
real. I wanted it
Let's
to be
win this in
real.
fourth quarter, Team Lawrence.
So I watched this with
2 minute warning.
I watched it with
Don't fuck
Dauche
this up, Team
and
Lawrence.
Sterling, right? These niggas is standing up. I'm like, the fuck? I don't think this is real.
then crashed and burned when it was like, psych. Oh no.
I was like,
It was a dream.
but the sad
Yeah.
thing about it, even at the marathon when Issa saw Aparna hugging Lawrence and all that stuff, she came to that realization like, yo, I fucked up because now I'm seeing another woman being happy with the nigga I've been with for 5 years,
Right.
and I fucked it up because of one night. One night.
That hella hurt when a
That I
apartheid-
could see the hurt.
Calling her apartheid.
I s-
when apartheid jumped on him.
Stupid. And you
That
know, on
was a
top
real
of
couple
that,
moment. That's
Yeah.
why I was
Yeah.
like,
yeah.
ooh.
Yeah.
On top of that,
It was a
look,
marathon.
He's in
It was
shape.
not just
He's in
dating.
shape.
The
He
nigga
got the
doing well for
yeah.
himself.
Yeah, he got the revenge body. He got the
looking
money
good.
going. He's like
looking
doing
good.
everything.
He's
He got
popping.
the haircut popping, facial hair growing. Like he's doing it.
Damn, so he won.
She probably.
Yeah.
No.
What?
Lawrence took some L's.
Nah. Lawrence took
some
an
L.
L. When he walked
He
away
lost
and
apartheid.
told Issa bye, he wished he couldn't do that.
That hurt him.
He had to
wished
do
he
it.
couldn't do that.
Yeah, he had to. He had to let it go. Because if they try to work it out, they're gonna bring that shit back up, and it's just not.
It's gonna be in the back of his mind
It's gonna be in the
forever.
back of his mind.
They both need time to heal.
And
like, a lot of
Lawrence
time.
never gave himself time to heal. He had rebound after rebound after rebound after rebound, and you know this nigga's Dennis Rodman, but homie, you gotta sit on the bench and just watch the game.
Okay. but with appetite, as Brisa calls her.
You guys are so burnt.
I changed her name.
Yeah, you want to call her Jasmine?
I don't know.
anymore?
Like I feel like in the car, his pain from what he went through with Issa is gonna affect that.
yeah.
It's gonna affect that major.
PTSD. Even
Major.
when he was in the car with Aparna talking about, oh, I guess he's that damn funny.
Yeah,
you know?
because I mean he was cheated on, so by nature he's gonna feel like,
And that's
and it was by somebody at her job, they job.
Mm-hmm.
At
I
that.
love the way they
You know
shot
what I
it
mean?
too, cause he's sitting at the job, or they start with the conversation about the dude she was messing with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's just got a good thing going. He's funny, and then it shoots to him at work. He looking over, and she's laughing at his whack.
Because
ass
she said he's
jokes.
funny as hell, and he's laughing at the joke, and he's just sitting there like, the fuck. And then, of course, Derek and Chad got in his head.
Oh yeah.
Chad was like, man, fuck that. He's like, Chad is like definitely light skinned nigga with dark skin tendencies. Like, like,
See, but I looked at it as she wasn't
Oh, yeah,
taking
Derek
it that
too.
serious. How I
because
viewed
to her
when they
it was
in the
casual
car.
sex.
Yeah.
To her it was casual sex. But remember, Lawrence has been in a 5-year relationship and he's just been fucking around. So he still hasn't really got into like what real casual dating is, or giving himself a chance to be single. He never gave himself a chance to be single to know what it's like.
So he jumping the gun.
He's
with-
jumping the gun. And the
and
words
or heal. Like,
and the
he hasn't
words
healed,
of
he can't get in
a great
relationship.
philosopher, T.K. Kirkland, will always say, it's not your pussy, it's just your turn. So if he knew that it's
You believe that.
So wild for
He
that.
believes that too. I've heard him
So-
say
it's
that.
just your turn. And homie,
Wild.
like You don't like, and even the Snoop Dogg said it. He's like, you don't need like a heart for this. You gotta learn how to stomach this shit. If you're in the single and you're doing the dating game, you gotta learn to stomach this shit. Shit's not gonna go your way every time. Shit's gonna like turn sideways. You just gotta have the stomach to deal with it. I don't think Lawrence had that in him. On the same side of the coin, other side of the coin, as Issa with the rotation, that whole life ain't for her.
Nah.
No,
It ain't for her.
Someone told me you can't go through a whole phase in your late 20s. I was upset.
Cause
I never had a whole phase. I just thought
said
maybe.
Who said that?
Go to a whole phase in your late 20s.
Damn.
You better rewrite the rules.
Nah. Do it.
I feel like it's safer in your late 20s because you got better control, you got
mature.
better protection, more responsible. But you can't blame it on your younger years if you're not. I was young. No, it was yesterday. So
Right.
You're more calculating when women are older about their wholeness. And you're just like they own it. They own it, and that's the best thing about it.
And I would say from experience with an older
Hone it.
woman, they know what they want, and they're straight to the point.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like first, like time stepping out in the dating market, dealing with women my age, they're just straight to the point. Like, what's up? Are you gonna do this or not? I'm like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
podcast another night. I'm like,
Oh boy. But man, anything else, man? I know we've been here for a minute. Anything? Any
I
closing words?
was gonna kind of say
Go
about
ahead.
Lawrence,
Go ahead.
and how he was kind of like taking his time with the partner though, and how he
wanted to.
He did say that he didn't want to,
He didn't want
rush
to tie shit
into
up.
it. Yeah, he didn't. So that's how, like, even though she seemed, even
Yo, how many different Abriva, apartheid,
Brisa.
Allegra?
she's not a solid character yet. She don't get her actual name.
She don't get an actual
so
name.
burnt. Yeah, but I could see that he was kind of trying to make a shift with her. He wanted to change the game, and so even though he may not have been ready to, and she seemed like she wasn't super serious about the relationship, she was more on the casual side of things. I feel like he was shifting into the let me not
Because
play
that's
around.
that's what he's used to. He's used to being a boyfriend.
Yeah. And so I honestly think that relationship will probably still be leading off into the season 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
They got unfinished business for sure. Because
Oh,
after
yeah,
that car,
absolutely.
like there's definitely not.
Yeah, and that's the first offense. You know what I mean? He doesn't have any other offenses with her.
Okay. Well, we could wrap it up with your predictions of season 3.
Ooh.
Predictions.
Swallow.
Who's gonna swallow?
Issa.
Issa gonna swallow?
Oh my
Gonna
god.
learn about that mess-free life.
She's not gonna get shot in the eye.
Mess
no
free
more.
life.
She could be wearing goggles.
Oh my god.
Dang.
Hey man, to each his own. Some guys like to spray and pray. Some guys like a no cleanup job.
That's
Depends.
true.
Start with straight shots and then just swallow. I mean,
Pop bottles.
I know I remixed it on purpose.
Oh, got it. Ladies, anything? Any predictions?
That baby is just, that's the only thing that I'm stuck
Tiffany
with.
and Derek.
Tiffany and Derek.
The mystery baby.
That baby's not Derek's. That's Durfany in the glass.
Oh my god.
Oh, dude, that's gonna be messy as fuck.
I can't wait to see
Yeah,
that.
the weed baby. Because he was like, oh yeah, we've been trying for so long.
Watch
but-
that baby come out dark skinned and it's gonna be all hell
Oh
breaking
my
loose.
gosh.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Or we're looking forward to that, I mean.
Yeah.
And the whole Dro situation. I want to see how that plays out. with his
Candace.
wife.
If it's true
We'll-
or not,
we'll
because
be
we don't
seeing
know.
more of
We don't
Candace,
know.
I believe.
We don't know. I mean,
I believe we'll be seeing more of
I
Candace.
think 75% of the people are leaning towards that he's lying. 25 are saying, well, maybe he's being truthful. Or that other part saying that, maybe there's boundaries within their open relationship. Don't fuck with people that we know. That could be another thing. So that's
That
a
It's
good
a
could
point.
full
definitely be a
plot twist,
thing.
and she's like with it completely.
She's
what
like,
if it's
what's
a-
up,
what
Molly?
if it's
Let's
a
do
plot
it.
twist and like it's like
We're trying to duet. Let's share the mic.
somebody
like
said-
some Will and Jada shit.
That's funny, swingers. No, I was talking about that earlier, where I feel like what could possibly happen. My prediction is that they introduced the fact that Candace does know, and maybe the whole sister wives thing. They just
I'm
kind of
saying-
become
That's awesome.
a couple.
She was looking. She was
triangle
looking.
shit.
Yeah, she was looking real like.
Molly's gonna get hurt. Molly wants a relationship. She wants a man that's hers, and she gonna have this fun, open relationship. And let's say Candace knows.
Or you think
let's
she
say
gonna run
Candace
back to
knows,
Clinton?
and they have this great, little
Threesome.
three-way thing happening. Molly's gonna get hurt because she wants a relationship. She wants to be someone's wife, and he can't give her that.
True
All he
story.
can give her is the dick.
Yes.
I would think
It's not gonna
Molly.
last.
Well, you think Molly would know though if they did have an open relationship?
She's getting alpha male dick.
But wouldn't she have known? As
Molly
a
gonna
friend?
go back with
She's gonna go beta male dick because
I would think
it's
if
more
I
of a
was,
sure
those
thing.
are my friends, I would know.
with Lawyer
if
Henny.
they had an open relationship.
Lawyer Henny.
Lawyer Henny.
That's funny.
That's what
In
I'm saying. So
Chicago.
I think he's lying because I think she would have
606
known as a
I
friend, like a childhood friend. She's known both of them for a long time.
I know their friendship is bomb, but I don't know. I don't think that she would know that because they never really crossed that boundary.
I wonder if that one cat gonna show up.
Who?
He's probably gone, but when Molly first found out about her parents stepping out or Pop stepping out on her mom.
You talking about her brother?
Nah, bruh. The dude she invited over.
Oh, the
there.
checklist dude, the one that she liked, but she just wasn't vibing with.
Yeah.
He just got left out in the cold.
He did.
I think he might show his face.
I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, me either. Cause that was some
Drew
bitch ass
bothers
shit.
me.
He was weird.
But that's funny. I mean, I think that's just how women work. Women, they have the checklist and they find the man who checks out the checklist, but they don't vibe with him, so it's a no go. Or they find a man that doesn't check off the checklist, but they vibe with him, and it's a go. It goes off vibes.
As long as the Bleenix and Blorax is still in the season, I'm Gucci.
What's his name?
Thug Yoda.
Thug Yoda.
Because we all trying to get connected
West
out
Coast.
here.
He's like, my daughter know her ABBs and everything.
We watch the Bear Bears. It's the Care Bears, Daddy. No, we don't use C words.
She told her.
He was like, hey, some of
That bouch.
hey,
What y'all gonna do with that bok pot?
hey, some of us got kids.
Brock Pot.
I got kids too. Turn up.
Yeah, he's like, I got kids too, bitch. Turn up.
Oh, man.
Issa telling his daughter good luck.
Man, my prediction for season 3, I will say Issa is going to explore music. I think she's going to pick up where she left off with
Look at Marco trying to come from a different angle.
yeah.
Dro and Issa's brother.
Oh, cause
Oh. Oh.
that is
Issa's
from
brother.
the far side of the left.
Issa's brother and Jared.
Full plot twist.
And Jared's gonna come
Jared
back.
and
He's gonna
Issa's
make
brother.
a comeback.
So we have Mystery Baby.
Mystery baby.
We have, I think, like Issa's going to do music.
Love triangle.
Love triangle. Someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get hurt really bad. And just one more tidbit. I know you talked about racism and thinking about, talking about the everyday struggle that we go through. I remember Lawrence's episode with the police. Because I saw him and he make that U-turn. I'm like, damn, this nigga going to get pulled over.
Yeah.
Because I'm that type of dude. I know if I try to do something illegal, whoop, whoop,
Out of all people, yeah.
damn.
Yeah,
After
that made me
everybody
so,
else do it. And he was so quick because he changed the radio station to something more classic. And the police used, guess what? Sports as a way for them to connect.
Yep.
But
Couldn't connect on anything else but sports. Hey, Georgetown got their asses whooped. Yeah, he's like, yeah.
I'm interested to see because I think what I've seen a lot of shows start to do is take things that are happening in this current administration, that are happening politically in the landscape, and bringing them into their shows. So I'd be interested to see if Insecure taps on the political climate right now.
Yeah. I mean, they talked about gentrification, police interaction.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not just social justice issues. Like I think Insecure will always talk about the issues that impact the Black community. That's going to be what they continue to do. But I mean specifically like things that are happening under this current administration that we see. Like DACA.
Oh yeah,
and the
that
ban.
we got
Like,
y'all. I could see that.
I'm
I definitely could
interested
see
to
DACA
see
popping up in there.
exactly. I'm interested to see if those issues come into play.
Oh, it
The
definitely will.
Hispanic kids at her school.
It definitely will.
Yeah.
And I just like the inclusion. I like the inclusion and the diversity in the show. Even like, and I kind of cringed when they were saying I would, because it reminds me of when transplants come to San Diego and say NP, like Nigga, no, Nutty Peas, nigga. Like that's
North Park.
that's North Park, homie. Don't hit me with that NP shit.
I
Nutty
grew up
Peas.
in the Nutties.
So
I've never heard anybody say MPs
Nutty
before.
POG.
nigga,
I've heard
Nutty
it.
Peas,
I've heard it.
nigga.
I've
Like,
heard it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
oh, I'm going to NP. Like,
I ain't even
you're a
going here.
fucking transplant.
I just say North
We-
Park. Or it's like
yeah.
when people come and they go, oh, we're in the gas lamp district. I'm like, you downtown.
Right.
Yeah, I guess
We're in the
not.
gas lamp district. You went downtown.
and
Not
you
that
know, it's
fancy.
happening in North Park.
Not that fancy.
City Heights is about to get hit up. La Mesa, downtown La Mesa's getting very bright over there, and Barrio Logan.
Very
Right.
bright.
Barrio Logan's getting hit up. You know,
Shout out to
I
Ramel.
talked about that last week about them nationalists going
They tried it.
They tried. They tried. But shit, man, I think that's about it. I want to thank you guys for coming over. You guys go ahead and introduce yourselves one last time, and give your social handles if you guys want people to talk to you or further explain your takes on the show.
All
However.
right. Dauche here _DAUCHE is my name on IG or DAUCHE on Twitter. Holla at me.
And you be on
And
tour, right?
What's your team?
Team Issa.
Thank you.
Still.
All right.
What do you want me to say?
I don't say what you want to say.
You know, just give
I
me-
introduce
give
you
me
as,
your name.
as,
You want your
as
social
Natalie,
media.
but
want
if
your
you
name.
want to.
No, I'm not gonna get
And what team you with?
We're outnumbered, Mark. Easy. We know we're outnumbered, but it's all good.
It's
I
nothing.
can't. Honestly, I can't pick a side.
You team Molly? You could be team Molly.
No,
you
Molly.
You can be team
Dro.
insecure. Be that.
They're all insecure. No, I can't pick a side.
Team Quentin?
I can understand both sides. So.
All right.
This is Brisa Loren. My Instagram is B_Loren, spelled LAUREN. My parents are fancy, so it's spelled like Lauren. It's pronounced Loren. And I am team. I got my own damn insecurities to worry about. So
Team Brisa.
Team Brisa.
It's like I'm Switzerland. Like I'm neutral.
I know, right?
I'm Sterling, and my Instagram is _Sterling Gold. My Twitter is Sterling Gold with 2 I's because I was young when I made it. In the Sterling, and my team. I'm team. It's complicated because
Yo.
yeah, that's where I'm gonna just leave that.
All right. The ambassador has done his job. Got people on the fence. Feeling neutral.
I'm
Good
not
job.
gonna lie.
Nah, it's the show.
I'm
gonna
not
put
gonna
it on
lie.
me.
I'm team Lawrence in one sense because he was cheated on. He's the victim, and I respect him trying to protect his space and find his way after this breakup. But at the same time, I believe in like reconciliation and forgiveness and like loving people through that process and that pain and trying to make it work. So part of me is team Issa because she want her man back.
Right. I agree.
But running back to Daniel at the end of season 3 ain't
And
helping
you see,
either.
I'm mad at
I'm
him
just-
for that.
I'm
Oh,
still-
Malibu.
he's still doing
We not
it.
cool.
This is
It's
facts.
like- it's
This
like
is
a-
facts. She could have been with her brother, but she went back. She's sleeping on.
Oh God. But
Hey,
I agree
hey.
with you, Brisa. I agree with you because
We all wanted to work out. And
Y'all just trying to give
daisies
Issa a
and
chance.
fucking
But I mean, it
prairie
is still
fields
Team
and
Issa.
Nah,
But it's
I feel for
butterflies and
Issa.
dandelions
Hold
and
on,
all
hold
that
on.
I
shit.
feel for
but-
Issa.
If the
But it's
roles,
Lawrence Hive. at the
wait,
end
if
of
the
day.
roles were switched, if it was Lawrence that cheated, would she have taken him back?
I don't know.
How many times
feel
do
like
you
women
hear the
are more
female?
forgiving.
Yeah, how many
Women
times
are
do you
more
hear the
forgiving.
female taking the
Forgiving.
male
Well,
back?
there's a lot of things that play that are different circumstances. Like if you know,
Guys are more visual.
If Jared went to Molly and Molly had a experience with a girl, he ain't
You've
gonna be
been down
like,
with
no.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
He's
talking
like,
about.
where's the other girl at?
Well,
It's a-
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
different
we're-
dynamic,
Yeah,
so-
we're saying the same thing, but I feel like females are more forgiving.
way more.
I know way more females.
That's because
that
that's because of the understanding of how men are when
yeah,
they
you guys
cheat.
Yeah.
are territorial.
Yeah.
Is it
and, yeah.
no? It's
You
it's
see
a
the
disconnect
visual.
That's the
to
visual.
the
See the
physical.
and it gets in your mind. And
But
when-
it's like
like
that-
when we picture women cheating, we feel like they're giving more than just physical. It's like an emotional thing too.
Oh,
They're
yeah,
adding
that's
with
true.
it.
Yeah.
It's like a connection. It's like
Yeah.
fuck.
And so
You gave away my connection.
They're just
Fuck.
giving away
you
the
gave
dick.
my connection.
When we just
giving away the
not
dick.
we, but
And you
guys
probably-
that cheat.
And you probably
just
gave him
slanging
head too.
dick, so.
That drives a nigga crazy. Like, did you suck his dick?
Oh my god.
Did you fucking suck his dick? Like niggas go crazy. Did you fucking suck his dick, bitch?
Sharing all this special shit together.
You know,
That's how niggas be.
Niggas will lose their fucking mind. I'm just playing the role. But,
Right.
but niggas would go crazy. Like niggas would ask questions and boy, them
That's
fucking
wild.
truths would come out and it will hurt your feelings and your nuts will drop all the way down to hell and your heart will just be
And you gonna be
your
listening.
heart be,
You gonna be listening to the
shit your
Tank.
heart out. You
Sex, Love, and Pain album. Shit.
like you
Come
will
on, you hater.
you will feel
Crying
so
and shit.
little. You be feeling so little about it. Like, damn, she did. That's fucked up.
Make
Like,
a nigga cry.
I feel for Issa though.
like
I fucking
I
hate
feel
her.
for Issa.
yeah.
I really
That's
do.
fucked up. But yeah,
Yeah,
women,
she gonna do some
you know,
thing.
women
She gonna
are
do
more
some thing.
forgiving and more nurturing. They're, you know, that's strength within itself. I don't know how women could do it and
'Cause
forgive
we're
guys.
stronger.
Goddamn, I applaud y'all for that. Shout outs to
Of a
Beyonce.
prophet named High C. If you're pimping, let me know.
I see.
Molly's older brother.
Yep.
That's Molly's older brother.
And shout out to all the social media people on there. Of course, like Richie Loco. There was another
Dormtainment.
Dormtainment. You see them. What's another guy? I forgot. I think it's Dustin from the Friend Zone podcast.
Oh.
He was one of the dater. He was one of the dater. The ones who was dating Issa in the beginning of the episode.
At the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
The speed dating.
Speed dating.
What's the dude's name?
There's a lot of Dormtainment niggas on there.
Yeah.
King Karan.
King Karan, yeah.
King Karan was there.
Shout out to Poppy Horchata.
Oh my God.
What's that?
You-
Thomas,
you-
I think
Appreciating
Thomas.
black
you have
women.
You have a
Thomas
a
Clayton.
very big interest in Poppy Horchata.
Because I'm half Latina.
Okay then.
Tamir Moore, like there's a whole bunch of like all those all deaf digital, all them funny niggas on online. I'm glad that Issa's giving them a platform
Yeah.
to be on HBO. From your cell phone to HBO, that's a huge transition. So I just want to give a shout out to them on that. So hopefully I get to see the homie Tyree on HBO, see him on there as well. So
We trying to get John A. Thompson on there.
Whoop.
John A., we know you know them. Please
Get on it.
get on it.
Dago represent.
All right, quit playing.
Shit. Any shout outs? Close it out.
Shout outs to Monica.
Shout out to Issa Rae.
Yeah,
Being the first black woman to own and run her own HBO series. She writes it, she produces it, she acts in it, and she's the first one ever in the history of HBO to do it. So shout out to you. Keep paying the
got a
pathway for
production
us.
company behind it too. Yeah, that's dope.
Yes, absolutely. And I think it's dope that she brings the people that she knows on.
Right.
And
on her
I think
people.
it's also dope that the people who are acting in the show are also writers of the show,
That's
Yeah.
dope.
along with her.
And they're all women.
Yes.
They're all women that
Pretty
write.
dope.
They write. They were talking about that. The
Hey
women that write
man,
Lawrence's.
I said it all year. Women been running 2017. The best action movie.
I said it
I'm gonna put
wrong.
this in
First
there.
black woman to create and star in a premium cable series. So not just HBO, in a premium cable series. Time Magazine did an article on her for Women's First.
Ooh.
It's
And
not
you know
delivery,
she's,
it's DiGiorno.
She's African. Her dad is from Senegal.
But yeah, like I said, women running 2017. One of the best series, hands down. Insecure. Best action movie, Wonder Woman. Best comedy movie, Girls Trip. Women,
I
hey,
still haven't seen Girls Trip.
You gotta
women-
see it. It's-
women-
it's pretty
women-
dope.
I'm
It's
probably,
pretty
maybe I'll
dope.
watch it tonight. I'll watch it tonight.
women are killing it. So
Yeah.
shout outs to y'all. Shout outs to the women. Shout outs to y'all coming over here.
Shout
and
out to you
blessing.
for inviting us into your space.
That's what I was gonna say. Thanks,
Well,
guys.
this is his space. It's just the
Thanks,
the
Kmart.
platform.
You know what I meant? They can't see this.
Yeah, they can't see this.
Shout out to the Jig Is Up.
Shout out to Marco. He gonna be in season 5.
Hey, I
I'm
said
saying
that.
it now.
To
What?
me
I'm saying
for
it
waking
now.
up today. Shout out, shout out to your curls because they popping.
Thank you, baby.
All right, man. Anything else? Oh, hold on. You gotta do it. You gotta do it for the culture.
Hey, what's going on? It's Kmart. I know I'm at the Russell Simmons of the podcast right now. And I just want to say, I want to say thank you. Good night. No, actually, I'm gonna vote for team. Yeah, say y'all team. He's a team.
I'm Team Lawrence.
Nigga, shit, fuck that. I'm team me.
He had to do it.
All right, man. If you go ahead and follow us on Twitter and Instagram, Jig Is Up Pod. You could like us on Facebook. You can also leave us a review on Facebook if you don't want to leave us a review on iTunes or any other podcast platform out there. And also be sure to hit us up on our email if you guys want to send us any suggestions of wherever you want to take our show in the direction where we want to take our show in the foreseeable future. And that is jigisuppodcast@gmail.com, jigisuppodcast@gmail.com. I also have a website, thejigisuppodcast.com, where, we're still looking for more bloggers, more writers. If you guys want to submit your pieces out there, I can't pay you guys, but you guys can keep the pieces and submit it to other publications if you want to use that as a way to build your resume. And so far, like I said, still got to give a shout out to my boy D Green for making that art for that piece, What's Wrong with Crazy. It's a good article piece on mental health awareness. Go check that out on the website. But other than that, if you enjoy,
shout out to those who wanted to make it but couldn't, because I know there's a few people.
Shout out to Jamal.
Jamal was supposed to come. Ian was supposed to come.
What? Yeah. Mr. Mormon, Mr. Gardner.
But he don't get off till 10:30. So so shout out to
maybe
them.
He can call
shout out
in
to you
like
guys.
Shine.
Yeah.
So I mean, if y'all like, what do you guys think about this though? Like for future
episodes.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, we're a podcast of variety. So like one moment we talk about hella black shit like this. Next moment we talking about hella geek shit. Next thing you know, we talking about just political, everyday struggle type shit. I mean, we're a variety podcast. Yeah. We're a variety podcast, and that's what we do, and that's what we are, and that's who we are to our core. So it's not like we don't have a niche demographic. It's just more broad. It's more general. It's going to be a little difficult to grow that way, but it's going to be more rewarding because people know they could get a little bit of everything.
And we're
just us.
I had a great time.
This
was my first podcast, ever. And it was fun. It was informative, with the homies. So,
absolutely.
Keep doing what you're doing.
All right. We'll keep doing it. Anything else? Close out?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having us. We really appreciate it.
Oh, we appreciate you guys.
Jig is up.
We appreciate all
you
lovely melanated queens out here.
Yeah, shout outs to y'all, man. Shit.
I'm pretty sure a lot of niggas hating on us right now.
You could have pressed us on this Team Issa versus Lawrence High.
But we were open for it.
Y'all was ready.
Of course.
We were ready.
Shout out to you though, Marco, for putting this idea together, because I was kind of like, how's that gonna work?
We're gonna make it work.
Right.
That was dope.
We're gonna make it work. Well, if you enjoy listening to this podcast as much as we love making it, because we do what we love and love what we do, and if you're not being your motherfucking self, I gotta say,
the jig is up.
And we out.